The power of God versus the power of Satan. Now, this is truly a spiritual message, and this is very interesting too. The power of God versus the power of Satan. And honestly, this stuff is deep. Once again, many religions and many people who claim that they follow God and all that stuff, they will not relay this to you. It has a lot to do with many things I've mentioned before, but these Christians, this stuff is truly not a game, but it's just a matter of you know, honestly, it's the lack of spirituality these people have, and also the fact that, these Christians will not accept God for who he is, and they will not accept spiritual matters for what they are. And I have to be led by the Spirit. I will not quench God's Spirit once again, But anyhow, the power of God versus the power of Satan. And yeah, this stuff is real. This stuff is very real. And, as I'm even getting into that, the power of God, it definitely, it consists of much, and I can only get into so much, as I'm being limited of what I can say concerning this matter. But yeah, the power of God is definitely it's definitely angelic, and it's very much truth concerning the power of God. And it's God's truth alone. That's the thing about the power of God. It's not about how you feel. It's not about all this other stuff. No, God's, the power of God is, that's all that consists of, is his truth and, his way of doing things, his light and everything that comes with, just God overall, and God's truth. And the power of God it's just considering a bunch of, once again, angelic beings, God's people, God's favor. A lot of stuff comes with the power of God, and I know this because I am in God's kingdom, and also I'm being led by his Spirit concerning this matter as well, But yeah, the power of God it consists of a lot, and more or less it's his truth. It's God's truth. Once again, this has nothing to do with emotions and all this stuff. It has to deal with God's truth and God's power. And there's much concerning his power as well. But many people will not experience it due to impure motives that God sees. And God is not fooled by, once again, people's words and all this stuff. He's not fooled by people's, intentions and secret intentions and all that stuff, But yeah, the power of God consists of God's truth, God's light, God's presence and all that stuff. Yeah, I will. I'm not afraid to expose this stuff, concerning God and, as I'm being led by his Spirit and stuff like that. Because like I said, these other people, they don't get into these matters. And this is why God is punishing certain people even now, and including Christians too, especially the ones who are rebelling against this type of stuff. They will perish, more or less. Majority of them will, especially if they do not have a repentant spirit and heart and stuff like that. But getting back to God's power, it's truly everlasting. His power is truly everlasting. That's another thing he's leading me to say. And it's just more or less his truth and his light and his presence and angels and much more. But that's all I'm really able to give you concerning this, because like I said, I'm limited on certain things I can relay when it comes to this. And then versus Satan's power. Yeah, see, this stuff is not a game either, because many of you people don't think concerning this matter, but I don't know why, but this stuff truly ain't for everybody, but it is for particular individuals. And, but getting into Satan's power, yeah, versus Satan's power, yeah, his power consists of, man, I mean, darkness, just darkness and a lot of deception, a lot of lies, a lot of, of Satan's people and a lot of confusion, a lot of, his lies, and it consists of, just more or less lies, and just like a lot of like just like a lot of I want to say like foolery, a lot of foolishness, a lot of deception, a lot of like subliminal things, I want to say, as well, as I'm being led by the Spirit, but a lot of subliminal things concerning Satan's power. And yes, he does truly have certain amount of power, but yeah, it consists of a lot of like subliminal things and just a lot of lies from Satan himself. And yeah, I mean, he does have a certain amount of power once again. And yeah, I mean, more or less, his power is just dealing with like, stuff that is like, it seems as if it's good, but it's not good. It's that type of thing with Satan's power, and I know this from many, many realms of how I know these matters, But anyhow, yeah, I mean, Satan's power, it deals with, once again, a lot of lies and a lot of subliminal stuff, and this consists of many things. But yeah, Satan's power, it's once again that power that seems as if it's good, but it's truly not, It's that power that like, it feels good for a particular time frame, but it's truly no truth to his power. It's not everlasting. It's not. It may be exercised for a very long time, that type of thing, but no, his power is truly not everlasting. It may be lasting for his people, but it's not everlasting overall. That's what I'm more or less trying to say here. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Satan's power is real, and he does manifest things with his power. So, me personally, I don't underestimate his power at all. But I'm just giving you certain particular people and beings this insight concerning this, But yeah, Satan's power is real, and I don't underestimate it at all. But you get these Christian people and all this stuff, they're not even aware of these matters. And this is the reason why God is doing a new thing, concerning his will and much, much more. Because like I said, these people refuse to talk about this stuff. And God is interested in his will being done. That's what you got to understand, as I'm being led by his Spirit. But yeah, Satan's power is real. And God, the God of Israel, is aware of it, of course. And yes, Satan does have limited power for a very long particular time frame. But, his power will be diminished at a certain point. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, there's no truth to his power really. But his power is, his power is like, it's still valid, is what I'm trying to say, and it's still exercised throughout the earth realm through his people, and it's just within Satan's kingdom overall. But yeah, but with all that being said, yeah, I just gave you the differences by the Spirit of God, and with all that being said, I'm out.